The mystery of Saint Yared, Ethiopia's musical genius who deserves world recognition. What if one of the greatest musical minds in history lived more than 1,500 years ago, but most of the world has never heard his name? When people talk about great composers, names like Mozart, Beethoven, and Bach are often mentioned, but centuries before them, in the kingdom of Aksum, Ethiopia, lived a remarkable scholar, composer, teacher, and saint. His name was Saint Yared. This is the story of a man whose music has echoed through Ethiopian churches for nearly 15 centuries. According to Ethiopian tradition and historical sources, Saint Yared lived during the 6th century in the kingdom of Aksum. From an early age, he devoted himself to learning and to the Christian faith. He became known not only for his intelligence but also for his deep spiritual commitment. Today, he is honored as one of Ethiopia's greatest saints and one of the most influential figures in Ethiopian culture. Saint Yared is traditionally credited with creating the Ethiopian Orthodox system of sacred chant. He organized liturgical music into distinct forms that continue to be sung today. He also developed a traditional Ethiopian system for preserving these sacred melodies so they could be taught accurately from one generation to the next. For nearly 1,500 years, priests, deacons, and church students have continued to learn and perform these chants. Few musical traditions in the world have remained alive and continuously practiced for such a long time. Many people compare Saint Yared with famous European composers such as Mozart and Beethoven. There is one important fact. Saint Yared lived nearly 1,000 years before Mozart and more than 1,000 years before Beethoven. This does not mean he was the first person in history to create music. Archaeological discoveries show that ancient civilizations in Mesopotamia and Greece also developed musical traditions and forms of notation long before Saint Yared. However, Saint Yared's achievement is unique because he established a musical tradition that has remained central to Ethiopian worship for centuries and continues to this day. Saint Yared was more than a composer. He was a teacher. He trained students to preserve the chants with great accuracy. Generation after generation, this knowledge was passed on without interruption. Even today, students in Ethiopian Orthodox churches spend years studying the music of Saint Yared. His influence is not confined to history books. It is alive in worship, education, and Ethiopian cultural identity. Many people outside Ethiopia have never heard of Saint Yared. This may be because much of his work remained within the Ethiopian tradition and was not widely studied in Europe, where many histories of classical music were written. As a result, global discussions of music history often focus on European composers while giving little attention to the rich musical traditions of Africa and other parts of the world. Learning about Saint Yared broadens our understanding of the history of music. Saint Yared's life teaches an important lesson. Greatness is not measured only by worldwide fame. True greatness can be found in creating something so meaningful that it survives for more than 1,000 years. His story reminds us that human beings can reach extraordinary heights through dedication, learning, creativity, and faith. Whether you are a musician, a student, a teacher, or simply someone who loves history, Saint Yared's legacy is worth exploring. Saint Yared is not simply an important figure in Ethiopian history. He is part of the world's cultural heritage. Perhaps it is time for more people to discover the remarkable story of Ethiopia's musical genius. If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to like, subscribe, and share it with others. Together, let's uncover the hidden stories that shaped our world.